give one more applause for all the participating schools. Please. Now, Professor Arjuna Parakrama will come up and make a few comments, and the awards will be given. We'll call out the certificates. A representative from each school must come up to take the certificates. Please.
Good evening, and thank you for your patience. I think we will first distribute these certificates to the participating schools. Yeah, the teacher in charge should come and collect the certificate for each school. They call International Kandy. St. Sylvester's College, Kandy. Girls High School, Kandy. Thank you. Gateway College, Kandy. Hillwood College, Kandy. St. Anthony's College, Kandy. Good Shepherd Convent, Kandy. Well, I wish Professor Halpe would be here, because had he been here, he would have known how to say this better than I. But I think, aside from the fact that we're very happy and pleased to be associated with this, and all thanks to Mrs. Halpe and her team, we need to make a few comments in the spirit of constructive criticism, and I hope you accept it in that spirit. I think it's important in these kinds of occasions, and we're all, Lalita and Mikhail and the three of us are clear, that what we need is more like a workshop. You need to practice, you need to learn, you need to improve. I think competition sometimes dulls that, and you get finally the lowest common denominator. So I think we're hoping that, since I know Mrs. Halpe is committed to this, that we can somehow manage to do a workshop maybe before and then have a competition as a result of that. That would actually, like a festival, and in the festival you have some judging that goes on, but I think it's important that spirit of coming together and learning through the Shakespeare plays is, I think, very important and very much in keeping with the vision and memory of Professor Halpe. That having said, I think we need also to say that because it's sort of tied to 30 minutes, I think there seems to have been a sense among some of the schools that they could improve on Shakespeare. That you could do a sort of highlights version or a teledrama version of Shakespeare. And it doesn't work like that. I mean, the thing is, if at the end of this, if you're interested, we can talk to in each case where lines were taken out. Those lines were crucial, either to building relationships, to understanding the kinds of ironies involved, of presenting complexity even in a sort of relatively simple play. So I think that that's really crucial. And when you cut lines or when you telescope things, you think it's sort of working as, yeah, this is what happens next and this is what happens next and so on. Shakespeare's not about that. I think we need to have that kind of understanding. So you notice that when you do that, you get a sense of events and actions, but you don't get a sense of the kind of deeper psychological, emotional, the other kind of relationships, the language that Shakespeare is obviously the greatest playwright for. So I think that's a caution. Don't try to improve on Shakespeare, and certainly not in 30 minutes. So I think that's very important to understand. It's also important, as I said, the old rule seems to be important, that you have to have stage presence. You need to be able to act all the time, not only when you have the opportunity to speak. You use the whole stage. And I think we're not talking about elocution, but your words must be clear. We found many good actors and actresses, but maybe direction, there's no projection. One is shouting to reach the end, no modulation. These are the things that we need. They're small things, and I think, please don't, and I think this is in keeping with Mrs. Halpe and Professor Halpe, it's not the gimmicks that make a Shakespeare play. The gimmicks, in fact, detract. You will see our judgments, you'll notice that we were unhappy with the gimmicks because we felt the acting, the performance, the play itself, the language, the characters, those are impeded by the gimmicks very often. So I think it's important to bear that in mind. As we said, it's a wonderful experience. We can make it a better experience if we collaborate, we work together, if we see this as a festival in the true sense of the word, and we use a workshop to improve and to understand. Understand the lines. The most important thing is those lines are really beautiful and nuanced. You have to understand the lines. It's not getting one stuff going and then you cut a soliloquy into two and you leave all the four lines in the middle. You think you're doing it okay with highlights, but it's not a cricket match. It's not that kind of thing. So please remember, the devil is in the detail. I'll give you just one example. You had Edgar and Lear, and when Edgar comes out and sort of looks quite mad, Lear says, "Did you also give everything to your daughters?" Now that line was cut, but that's such a poignant, a beautiful moment where he is, in his madness, he's quite sane, and he relates that. You take it away because there's no action in the line, but there's much more in that line. Okay, so again, thank you very much. Is there anything you would like to add to this? Okay, thank you. As I said, anybody wants comments like we did 2 years ago, we're happy to stay a few minutes and talk to you about it. We see the competition part as our weakest part, but in the sense that it is a celebration, it is a coming together, it is celebrating the work of Professor Halpe and reliving it right through the commitment and dedication of Mrs. Halpe. That's why we're happy to be here all the time. So thank you very much for allowing us this opportunity. Yes, I had. Well, you will see that when we do the awards, but as is always the case, or is now sort of more often the case, the girls did much better than the boys. Yeah. I may be telling tales out of school, but we were hard pressed to find the best boys' school. But we had a fair battle about deciding who the best girls' school was. So I think the girls should be happy about it, and the boys should pull up their socks or whatever the equivalent of it is in today's world. Thank you.
And it's not a question of winning the first place.
Yes.
You know, the thing now, your children are trained to go and win. And if you don't win, you go and report the judges to the principal. And then the principal writes a letter to whoever authority. Now that's wrong, you see. The drama is to be enjoyed. Have a good time, understand it, have a good time. And don't always hope to win. Do your best. This is Shakespeare. Enjoy it.
Thank you. Right. Now we, as we have been told, we're now awarding for the roles, not the gender of the actor or the actress. So, the best supporting female role is Celia from Girls High School, Tarini Ratwakar. You notice we took some liberty with what was the best actress and a best supporting actress, because I think we're judging the extract, not the play. Yes. The best supporting male role is Orlando Mariam Zafrullah, Girls High School. So the boys have to watch out, as you can see. Girls can play boys better than boys can play themselves. The best female portrayal, Catherine from Good Shepherd Panam, Kavya Bhattacharya. That you are. The best male role, King Lear, Amaru from Gate. Best production, Girls Schools, As You Like It, Girls High School.
Come on, girls.
Eight person is come to all this. Best production, Boys Schools, Macbeth, St. Anthony's College.
know what the judges said, very, very true. We need to practice more, we need to have workshops. So maybe next year, once you're ready, we'll call some eminent people to have some workshops. Yes? But the schools should not leave this annual event. I beg of you. There's no genius, and the genius for all time and all place is Shakespeare. Please keep with us. Thank you and good night and God bless you.